Oh baby, Vagabond, let's go.
Alright, we're starting match. I gotta deafen you guys. Ba ba ba. And ba ba ba. Okay. So what do we have here? What do we have here? Tree Sentinel in the center again with Vagabond, Square Off, Warrior, and Bandit as the three classes they can choose between. I got a message on my phone. Okay. Yeah, Tree Sentinel is definitely a rush you're gonna want to think about here. What else do we have? We have Falling Star Beast in the same column 4 that we have 4 bosses that do not wield a weapon, so that's a very nice synergy. Falling Star Beast, of course, being a very good rush. And a Millicent on the board, so going into Celia here from the get-go isn't a bad thing either, especially with things like Battle Mage Fuse. There's definitely, and like Lion Guardian, there's a lot of stuff. Oh, with Invader as well, yeah. A lot of synergy in Celia. What else is there to be gotten? I have Remembrance with a Remembrance weapon. Have Altus bosses, Seedbed Curse, Renala. God bosses is here again. Godskin Noble without sleep, so I think we're gonna see Volcano Manor, that play that we were talking about last match, but we're probably gonna see this in, or that play in this match, especially with Leonia bosses on the board as well. Katanas is on here as well. So that is sure to be that's also like a good early Kaled play. Yeah, I'm excited to see what they decide to go for here. Mewtwo taking a very long path. That's not a great path for the early game. That can lose him very crucial seconds in the Tree Sentinel fight if he decides to go for that. I think I won't be surprised to see someone go Millicent Invader. From the get-go, obviously getting Torrent first, I think in this board would be much better than trying to do some Millicent rush with no Torrent, because it's not as widely contested. Okay, we see Incine skipping graces. He's going full out on this Tree Sentinel square. Mewtwo grabs the first step grace. I think that also makes a lot of sense if you're gonna want to go Celia right afterwards. Well, it's up to Incine to get this square. He misses a square off, not looking great. He takes a hit, and we have almost at the exact same place already. I would say Mewtwo has taken ahead a bit. Yeah, there's very neck and neck here. Mewtwo slightly ahead. Takes a hit though, needs to heal. Incine is ahead again. Better RNG on Incine's part. Gets a stagger. Mewtwo gets a stagger as well. Incine gets hit. Needs to be careful here. And he got it. Oh, once again Mewtwo gets sniped by one hit. Must hurt. That's those seconds that he decided to take that path in the early game that by the graph design instead of dropping down immediately. Would have gotten the square otherwise. Also we see Incine deciding to skip that grace really saved him there. Very, very cool. Okay. So I think Mewtwo now is going to have major advantage going for the Millicent play or the Falling Star, whichever he decides to go. Just the Celia play, he's going to get the square he decides to go for there. Unless he dies. Just because he already has that, the first up grace that Incine didn't grab. Okay. Yeah, Incine here is running. Yeah, makes perfect sense. I'm interested to see what they decide to go for. Like I said, Falling Star Beast has the line synergy, but if you decide to go Millicent, you can block that line with invaders. Millicent is on a corner square, so I believe both of them are more incentivized to grab that, especially with the center square being marked. Okay, let's see here. Grabbing some smithing fives. Do we rest here to be able to port out? Yep. We grab the rock grease. Okay, Incine is going to go for the Falling Star Beast. Going to give up on the Millicent Invader. I think that is a good choice. Obviously it's going to work out for him. Mewtwo might have decided to do the exact opposite play, in which case this would have been the wrong play. But that's going to work out nice for Incine. He gets some value out of this play. He gets very good value out of this play. He doesn't just walk into the snipe. I think also if someone, from Incine's perspective, he obviously doesn't know if Mewtwo got sniped or if he is just went for Millicent. So if he went for Millicent out the get-go, then he should be marking that square in just about like any second now, or a couple seconds ago, I would say, like 20 seconds ago. Very, very nice Millicent RNG there. Very good technique keeping Millicent in the right area. Incine here, very happy to see that. That means he's gonna have free reign on this Falling Star Beast, but he needs to actually kill it, of course. Alright, he doesn't take this opportunity. He's gonna... Oh boy, it's not a good start. Doesn't have too much time to apply this rot. You don't want to roll into that one, followed up by a very bad move. Okay, manages to dodge. Finds the pocket, very nice. Finds another pocket here. I thought that was going to be a stagger, I'll be honest. That should be a stagger. He does not want the post right away. There he procs the rot. Now it just needs to stay alive. Very nice. Oh, yep. Different move. Very bad move. Oh, very nice dodge. Very nice RNG there. Gets another very nice stagger. Very well played here. Has to play it super careful though. And there he goes. That's it. He dies. It's very bad. Mewtwo here going for the Bloodhound Knight. Just wants Bloodhound's Fang. Probably the best weapon for bingo. In terms of just accessibility and how much damage it deals and the Ash of War. Very, very good weapon. Surprised to see though, maybe there's something I'm missing on the board. Doesn't seem like it though. Oh, night bosses. Okay, so yeah, he's starting out on night bosses. Incine is going back into the fight, this time though without the rot grease. It's gonna be a lot tougher of a fight, I would say. Not using square off when he can there. Nice roll on that. Very nice strafe there. Good stagger. Unfortunately lands on the post, so he's not going to be able to take the repost there. Very nice timing on that dodge. Very good move. You can get some punish in here. Square off here. Needs to back off on that. Okay, he dodges into the right spot, I guess. good punish here, great RNG, some stamina issues, some range issues, another square off. Very, very nice, very, very nice. Good dodge. Good positioning, great roll again. Ah. Very, very rough. He just try again. That's really gonna hurt him now. Let's see if he decides to pivot out. Yeah. It makes sense. It's probably means the square is gonna go to Mewtwo when he decides to pivot back. It's not great. It's very, very problematic. Hello?
Hello.
You're
There's your
back?
number. Yeah, I said got a phone call and then had a multitude of technical issues.
I also got some messages. Apparently there was some some bus crash near the university I go to. So I got some messages.
Oh Jesus!
Some people my parents were worried, but I was not in a bus crash. I was watching.
Could you
Bingo.
imagine, dude? One of those things where you skipped school or something, like you skipped your shits and didn't take the bus that day, and it's like, well, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I'm now encouraged to be a degenerate.
There you go.
But it's the same thing, right? Where did that lobby go? IBS. Yeah.
We got. I don't know if you just joined, right? So you didn't see what was happening. I can recap for you. They both went Limgrave Tree Sentinel, but Mewtwo lost like some seconds because he had a bit of a slow jump off with Grafted Scion, and then also he grabbed first step instead of skipping first step, and Incine skipped, and so Incine was able to win Tree Sentinel by like just a couple seconds, like 1 or 2 seconds again.
Damn.
And then Mewtwo went, obviously having first step, he had advantage in Celia because he could port back and grab the porter faster. And so he went to do Millicent, and Incine went to do Falling Star Beast, but he died twice when he was like almost done with the fight, which really hurt him. And so,
dude, Tree Sentinel plus 0 weapon feels like such a crazy center square.
Yeah, it's very, very fast.
Do you just I guess it always depends on the board, but it just kind of feels like you gotta fight for that no matter what, sort of.
Yeah, pretty much always. And also it just gives you a weapon, so it's like...
I was gonna say, yeah. Even if you lose, at least you get the weapon, yeah.
It's even more valuable in like randomizer because halberds are so cracked. Very nice market fight. I didn't want to say anything. I didn't get the curse counter on.
He's learning.
What is it even in Stormveil though? There is a god boss here. You can kill Gostock for a non-merchant bell bearing. It's weird. Our square works different than like when I made the square. It was just non-hermit merchants, and then I noticed that Brawler Season 5 also had the square, but they don't count like NPCs either. So then that's kind of awkward. We have like the same square that mean different things.
Yeah, that's tough. I know there was another time in 2 different tournaments where I think it was like some amount of elemental, like unique elemental Ashes of War, and some people counted that Shriek of Sorrows because it was occult. Other people didn't, so it was a bit of a whoopsie pipsy.
Yeah.
But what was I gonna say?
Yeah, I think we changed the aggro changed out that square though. We had a like a discussion about that square because it was like hard to interpret, or it had different interpretations, which means it
Sure.
didn't feel great.
I feel like people just need to. I know it's extra work, but just take more advantage of the mouse over for. Like on the bingo board, you can explain things so easily. Or
The
you can have like a
tooltips.
less wordy square. Yeah, just like yeah. I think at one point they did even include it. Like if you hovered over it, it broke down what criteria was.
Yeah, but it was like unique elements as well, and then it was like, okay, well, does flame and flame art count as one element or different elements?
Flame art was the biggest issue for me, and the funniest part of it too was that I can't remember who it was. I asked Agro and I asked somebody else who was also like kind of running the show with Agro, and both of them had completely opposite answers and were very set on it. So I don't know how it ever ended.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
All right. Back to the semifinals.
Yeah.
What is going on now? Okay, Incine is going up to Fort Faroff. We have Bellbear Ring Hunters kind of in this direction. Do we have a lot of Altus? Is that maybe why we're going up here? Not really. Altus bosses. There's some god bosses in Altus. There is some physic tiers you can grab, but they're kind of out of the way. I don't see too much going on in Altus for Incine to be doing this. Mewtwo grabbing Bernie. That's a non-hermit merchant bell bearing. And he's gonna fight the bell bearing hunter. That's another non-hermit merchant bell bearing. Very nice synergy play here for bell bearing hunters. They're also on the same line here, column 5. So quite strong.
Where do you get katanas in base game? Kill Yura for the Nagakiba? Like,
Yeah.
can you just do that right away?
So it's Yura, and then you can get the Uchi in the Black Knife Catacomb, and then you can grab Meteor Core Blade in Kaled, or you can do the Magma Worm for Moonveil in Kaled.
Oh yeah, I forgot about move it. Where's Meteoric Warblade? Is that the?
It's like in the ruins just south of the Duelist Cave.
Oh, okay.
It's like right next to Exikes.
If you start as a samurai, that doesn't count as a katana, right?
It does.
It does. Okay, all right.
Well,
I
yeah,
guess
it doesn't
that's
matter
kind
too
of
much
police
because
the doors. Yeah,
it's unique
yeah,
katana, so they can't grab Uchi katana anyways.
yeah. That's
But it
yeah,
does make the square a lot faster.
Oh.
It can be weird. I think like in DLC that wouldn't count, but also they banned stuff in the DLC, so like you can't really start with things anyway.
Those DLC players are all wild, wild west cowboys. You can't trust them.
But rulings need to be different anyways.
Yeah,
DLC based game because the game kind of works differently. It's just confusion. Alright, Battle Mage Hughes here. With square off, that should be really nice. In fact, audio is coming like 3 seconds after. It's so annoying.
That's funny. I remember somebody else had real stream issues at one point, and we could hear like the whole fight happening before it even their screen would show. And I think they died when they were at full health. Boss was almost dead. Whereas,
I remember Loki in like the DLC open.
yeah, yeah,
It's funny.
yeah. Look, I had funny issues though. He was like it would be fine after he was playing for a little bit, but you have to pretend he had some issues at the start so that he could get his ER tools going.
Right. The thing with Loki is I don't know if I should be demoralized by how well he competes in DLC or like encouraged because we started DLC at the exact same time with the DLC open, and I remember like I played a match with him towards the beginning. It's like it's so nice to have someone around the skill level to play with and not just get obliterated.
Yeah.
And then he
Well,
proceeds to
yeah.
go and like almost be these really well players, just so good at the game. Just
I mean, yeah, he's got to be cheating. It's like it's impossible to look that good and be this good at other than you can't have both. It's bullshit.
anyway, Incine marking Battle Mage Hughes. Have Mewtwo here going to talk to this turtle to get the other Bellbearing Hunter to spawn. Little does he know that this is completely random and it only works when the game wants it to.
Oh man, I've heard that before. I'm gonna find the trick. That'll be my one contribution to base game.
I
I'll
believe
solve it for everybody.
it's something like you have to talk to him, port. You cannot rest. You need to port. Go back, talk to him again, and then port again, and then he should spawn.
It seems like you can talk to him too many times. Like if you talk to him an extra time, it kind of resets the whole thing or something. Funky, I don't know.
You need to talk to him twice at
Don't count as
least.
invaders, right? They're not. They're nothing. Bellbearing hunters are not invaders, right?
No,
There's no reason.
invaders have the
Just,
like invading text, and it's also NPC invaders.
Yeah.
So
Oh, of course, yeah.
so they wouldn't count even. Look at that. He knows.
Yeah.
These deal a lot of damage though, so you have to be careful.
Right.
You might think healing here is safe, which it is. I just said that. I feel like I had a memory of healing in front of them, and I got it clipped. Okay, stagger loop. There we go. Okay, that's not. Okay, there we go. Very nice. Very nice. That's a square mark, and that should be. Oh, is he? Okay, there we go. So he needs one more. Or is that his third? Did he kill Thops?
Does Elamar count as a Bellbearing Hunter? Could you just kill him as well?
He does not, I believe.
Rules are crazy. You believe. Who knows if you don't? This is madness. Going back to the DLC.
Or I don't know. To me, he should count,
count
but
it.
like it doesn't really matter anyways. It could matter if we start changing the number so it's like 3 Bellbearing Hunters.
Yeah.
I mean, like, he is a Bellbearing Hunter, so it is stupid that he doesn't count.
Well, he does count. You just made it count. It's fine. I heard it. No rule.
Like, I shouldn't say this as a ref, but like my general rule is whatever the players decided is logical. Because like
Whichever player pays you more, you mean, right?
Yeah, pretty much. No, but it's like if there's something that's like clearly, like, oh, this is just wrong, or this isn't how it works, or what the square says, then it's like, yeah, then that's wrong. But like if there's something that is like, oh, this could be interpreted to be, or like it's not really clear why this is one way and not the other, I tend to side with the players, because it's just like it's less fun to just tell someone.
I mean, as long as both of the players agree, like unknowingly beforehand, because if there has to be any discussion or if there's any like uncertainty, then it changes potential like early game routing or any of that stuff. So I think I know what you mean though, but for sure it's like, especially if it's one of Gray's tournaments and you can just both say fuck you to him for fun when you're changing his rules on him in the middle of the game. As long as all 3 people play, it doesn't matter.
I mean, for like games like semifinals and stuff, I am definitely sticking a lot closer to the written docs, because that seems only fair. And then you can't complain. Here and there. We are going to the Omen Killer.
Is the Omen Killer a scary square?
It's not really like a super scary boss, but it's one of those squares that, like, sometimes it can be one of those squares that you want to rush, and if you're +0 or like really low vig, like Mewtwo is here, then he can be very scary, and he has the dogs around him, so there's a specific way you need to fight him.
That's the thing that I never understood. I swear not every time, but a lot of times when I see people fighting that Omen Killer, they go about the dogs in such a weird way, and it just seems like they'll just kind of run out into the middle and aggro the Omen Killer. But I'm pretty sure you can just kill the 2 dogs on the right side before you even aggro them, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, the way I fight him is I just there's a way, like a path you can take to just aggro him and not the dogs, and then you just lure him up the hill, and so that's just faster. Although you have like a very small area where you can fight him, so I usually kill that like mage here, so that he doesn't attack me when I'm fighting.
I just kill the dogs and get tucked up into that little area there.
That's what I see the most as well, is killing the dogs.
I guess with a +0 weapon that adds a lot of time too, potentially, although that looks fine. Yeah, see, this looks fine. No, yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
There's another dog behind the thing, so you want to lure him out. You don't really want to fight up there.
Yeah, now he threw a Kukri. Oh, he's getting close. He threw a Kukri at this guy. Is that Would that aggro the dog potentially? I guess not. Because I just usually when you just wait for him to come to you, there's no problem. But this looks fine. Did you say this is +0? He's
No, I think I don't know. That
you
does not
the
look
low
like
vig. Yeah,
+0.
low vig.
That's definitely upgraded, right?
I was gonna say yeah, that's +0.
But I was
Holy
talking about his vigor, I think.
vigor, yeah.
Incine killing trees.
That's a nice square for him too. The double block on the diagonal. Wait, yeah, read that right.
Yeah.
On the diagonal.
It's a very nice square to grab. That could have created a lot of threats for Incine. And I think he was kind of going for it as well. You see him some fighting the Earth Tree there, which is right next to Omen Killer.
Okay, yeah, I have no idea where either these guys are.
And Mewtwo is going up to that tree right now. I think he's unfortunately gonna lose out on Physic Flasks.
Is 8 physic flasks a lot, or I guess you get like
There's
3 from one of the trees? Or...
Yeah, you get 2, or you get 3 from like going Third Church and then into Mistwood, and then you can get your 4th from grabbing the strength tier here, and then you get like 2 from most trees, and then there's like the tree up in the far end of the arena that gives you 3. And so you will usually see people kill like 1 tree and grab int and faith, or people kill like 2 trees.
It's a nice excuse to get sacred tears going too.
Mm-hmm.
Or physic tier going, yeah.
Incine setting up the Katana Catacomb. Mewtwo is going into Weeping, it looks, so maybe he actually gets the Physic Flask tiers here. Looks like he already has 4. And if Incine hasn't been to Third Church, then he probably does not. He's only got 3 right now, I think. Mewtwo's gonna grab 5th tier and then the 2 from the tree. And that will be 7, so he needs 1 more. I think he can just grab the strength, or he probably... I don't know what he's grabbed or not. Getting the Grace 4, or just killing Ruin Bear, which is the boss that does not wield a weapon. Okay, just setting up. Also, Dragonheart bosses here, with bosses that don't wield a weapon, is a strong play.
I swear I saw another reason to kill dragon somewhere, but I can't find it. I guess not.
Yeah, I would say Dragonheart bosses and bosses that don't wield a weapon is plenty. There's Liurnia bosses, that's a reason to kill Smaragd even more.
Yeah, I think my reasoning was much dumber. Like I saw kill 2 duelists and just thought that was get 2 dragon hearts because I just saw a 2 and a D. But yeah.
2 DLC Brent. Oh, I'm getting a call. 1 second.
Okay, bye. You're not muted, Knight. YouTube hears your chat. Not Knight, sorry. Fuck. Oh man, I just realized too. I've been looking at kill 4 bosses with knight in their name, and thinking knight cav counts, but that's not how you spell it.
Sorry. Got a call from my grandmother, also worried about the bus crash.
It's awesome.
I gotta check out. It seems like it must have been like really, really bad. I realized I didn't mute myself on the Discord. I only muted on like the OBS as well, so that's why you heard me in the beginning.
Yeah, I tried. Oh, you did. Okay, good. I was getting ready to mute you just in case. But I'll do that.
Okay, Mewtwo's closing out on the bell bearing score here. That's gonna be very hard to deal with for Incine. I think he's going for the Dragonheart bosses though, so that's nice. He's already thinking ahead. What was happening was I was chatting on phone.
Oh, there was some Dingus being played. Some people were doing some things.
Cool. Yeah.
I was coming to the realization that night calves don't count as a boss with night in their name.
Yeah, they do not. I believe in Madness format that CZ has, he changed the square to just night. So without
That's
the
so
K.
fun. It can be both.
Yeah, so it's just anywhere in their name. It's not like a word, right?
That's awesome.
I think it ruins the square because Nightcap already has like 3 squares attached to them.
Yeah. Sorry, I have no idea what impact it has on the actual game. I just
but CZ really likes it. I mean, the concept is very funny. I'll give him that. But I think because there's like horse bosses, and then there's Nightcap has its own squares, and then there's like Liurnia bosses and Limger bosses, which already usually you fight one of them.
That is disconnected. Shit.
Oh boy.
What? Oh.
Well, he's gonna have a great time realizing that Mewtwo's marked pretty much so much stuff.
Hello? Is he back?
Oh boy.
That worked? Okay.
Seems like we're good. I must have missed him killing 3 Dragonheart bosses.
Surely that was exactly what was happening when you were on your phone call.
Alright, I must have killed the Magma Worm and I didn't even register it.
He did kill a Magmorn. This is true. Okay. I saw that.
Yeah,
I remember seeing that.
Very nice play then. Mewtwo, however, I would say still in the driver's seat here, going to kill another Bloodhound Knight for a Knight square, and it's gonna be his last Liurnia boss. has not gone into Academy, right? So Incine is getting ahead on that, which is very nice for him. If he grabs Renala here. Any major line threats that you have to be wary of here? Row 4 is open for Incine. That's not super nice to deal with, actually. Especially if he gets the ritual pots. It's not very strong Mingo line, however, just because it's very blockable. But having Duelist and Lion Guardian kind of in the same general area does heavily impact.
Does he need to do something in this part of the what's it called? This part of the academy, or does the skip just not do that much? I guess like that little jump I see people do outside.
Oh, you mean
It's
like
to get into the academy?
yeah. I mean, you save, I think, 10-15 seconds, but if you
Okay.
don't feel comfortable, if you quit out, you lose time. So
Yeah. Okay.
So it's just that people don't want to risk it sometimes. Especially, I mean, this is this is technically a beginner event as well. I have to keep reminding myself of that because
it's a finicky jump. I mean, I think I've done it like one time. I
Yeah.
just wasn't sure if maybe there was some pickup on the way through.
I don't do it myself just because I play on keyboard and mouse, so I don't really have the time to quit out if I were to miss the jump, and so then I lose even more time because then I spawn back and the elevator, I need to like lower the elevator from main academy again, so it's just not worth it for me, the risk.
Yeah, I don't run in straight lines, so it's really hard for me to do skips that require like actual precision.
Red Wolf here. How am I already cursing him? I just said Red Wolf. That is this.
It's fine. There are no such thing as curses, so I hear.
Oh my god.
Is the I hate this fight, dude. I know people make it look so easy sometimes, but
I really like the fight.
Dashing.
It's you have to be very aggressive to be safe, which is why it's fun.
Cool. Gotcha.
Alright, that's a nice boss. That's also a boss that does not wield a weapon.
Nice.
We're
Oh,
seeing,
what about the laser sword?
and we're seeing Incine going for his last boss here, for Falling Star Beast, and I believe this will be Mewtwo's. Okay, this is Mewtwo's third boss that does not wield a weapon. He killed the Rune Bear just now, and he's killed another boss that I've forgotten about.
Is Remembrance boss with a Remembrance weapon usually just bearing witness to something? Like go hit Renala or something like that with the crafted sign? Or the like dragon face fist?
Yeah, usually. In vanilla, you can't really kill Renala, right? Or Renala first, because her remembrance is a spell and a stave. So it's
right.
So it's usually you would do Godric first, right? But yeah, I would say whether you use his axe or you use the small fists don't really matter. Both of them work fine. You probably want them upgraded though to make the fight go faster. And that's 3.
What if could you kill Radon and get his bow? Does that count as a remembrance with bow only and a remembrance weapon? You kill like I don't know some other boss with
I'm gonna have
a lion great bow.
I'm gonna have to unmute Mewtwo and ask him what his third boss was. If Incine dies here, but it looks like Incine is gonna grab the square. Why did I say anything? Alright, there we go. That should be his fourth. Very nice. Crucial snipe there. Really puts Incine back in the game. It's going to go for 4J line here. Mewtwo is going to run to third church, it looks like, or for duelists. Looks like duelist, I would say. Never mind. Invaders. Needs to block the column 4, that makes sense. That's the second invader. You must feel very happy now about that. Incine is gonna just pivot off, let him deal with the invaders. I don't think he cares too much about that. Going to go into Volcano Manor for Godskin without sleep. That will be nice. He's gonna die here. That's awkward. And it looks like Mewtwo is also going to move into Academy here, probably thinking the same, having the same idea. I usually recommend taking some damage from the guy there on the torch, so that you're more likely to just get killed the first time you get grabbed by the Virgin Abductor. In 7-7, it's a very close game. Someone drop out. What happened? Oh, Shadow Mother left. Somehow he didn't get grabbed. Oh boy. Oh boy. Wait, stream pause. Okay, there we go. Okay, it really does not have time to die again. I mean, he's gonna be slower than Mewtwo here. Yeah, there we go. Mewtwo is going to kill Red Wolf. Or grab Ritual Pot perhaps. Needs to block the row 4, so that makes sense. And then fails a jump. Skip is a bit treacherous. He sort of needs to stop dying, I'll be honest, even if it means taking a bit of a slower path. He's gonna try again here. It's even worse. He's almost lost like 4 minutes now from deaths here, so this is really not good. Yeah, okay, he's giving up. That's good. I think that's for the best. Mewtwo is going up to kill Loretta here, which is a night boss, and Piria, who sells a ritual pot, very nice synergy to collect on, will save him going to the Bellbearing Merchant up in Caelid. Well, or Jarborg if he grabs that one. I think. Well, no. It would be this, Leskar, Academy, and yeah, no, he needs Village of Albinarix still, or not Albinarix, Jarborg. It's still very nice synergy, I would say. Let's see how. Oh, very nice roll. Oh boy. I really don't like jumping into that attack. I see people die so often. Gets caught by the noble's presence. Oh boy. Gets the stagger though, very nice. Very nice. And that's going to be one god boss for Incine. Mewtwo here working on his third night boss. And so I'm gonna go into round table here. What are we buying? Some stone sword keys for the seedbed curse. He has enough to buy 2. Mewtwo killing Loretta, that's very nice. And this could be very nice for Incine if he grabs the Somber 7 right next to it, and he could get all the way up to a Somber 9 if he wanted to. Would really help him out with some of the boss fights here. Mewtwo here going for bowls. Another night boss. I think that was probably the fastest option. He could have also chosen Crucible Knight, which he was debating between. Doesn't matter too much. I think both of those were viable options. It's stomped. Incine grabbing Seedbed Curse, marking that. Going to grab this Somber 7. That's gonna be really, really nice if he then goes to grab the 6 and the 5 here. He could actually kill Rykard for a remembrance weapon if he wanted to kill Renola right now. That would be a god boss as well, since it's the god devouring serpent. Also a boss in Altus and Mount Gelmir, so it's not a completely bad play. It's definitely slower. He's gonna go from Gale Tunnel. He is probably looking at duelists, I assume then. That's 5 Ritual Pulse from Mewtwo. We're at 9-9. This match is still extremely close. Incine here going for Godric. Makes perfect sense. Gives him a remembrance weapon and is a god boss. Mewtwo going to Celia. Probably looking at the Altus and Gelmir bosses. Doesn't want to fall too far behind, especially with Elmer on the board. This should be Incine's second god boss. Very nice. I assume we're gonna go straight to killing Renala with this. Yup. I went for the Max of Godric over the Dragon Fist. You need a lot of levels for that. Incine also looking at Altus now, it seems. I feel like if I were Incine, I would rather kill the Virgin Abductor duo because it's a boss and I get access that way, as opposed to getting Dectus here. But I think it's very logical, especially since Incine already has grabbed one half. It makes sense that he would want to cash in on that investment, even if it's not necessarily the best play. The question is really if you need to go straight for Elmer here. Okay. Incine said, actually, I'm just gonna set it up, and he's gonna instead go for the Remembrance Square, I'm assuming. Does not have the runes for that though. We're going to Bellum. It looks like he's changed his mind. He wants to get into Altus then, if he doesn't have the runes. That makes sense. Could kill Godskin Apostle for a God boss and an Altus boss. And okay, he's changed his mind. Yet again. Okay, yeah, it looks like he's gonna go for this Abductor Virgin Duo that I was talking about. I still think that's a good idea. Although it doesn't make as much sense why he set up Third Church now. Incine is on one Altus boss. Mewtwo is killing his first. Mewtwo looking at going for this Elmer play makes perfect sense. Get the synergy play before you fight the earlier bosses. That means you probably at least get one of those squares. Gets grabbed. Has a lot of vigor though, he should be fine. Barely does any damage. It's actually a tech there that I think he used, that if you are spamming your dodge button whilst you're getting grabbed, you actually take a lot less damage. Very nice kill. Just a +7, absolutely shredding through. That's 2 bosses for Incine and Altus. And he's made his way here. Efficiency says you try to kill the Tibia Mariner here, but without having any heals, that's a bit much of an ask. Mewtwo's running up on Elemer here. Incine, seeing that, is gonna probably get kicked into trying to kill the Altus bosses as soon as possible. He's currently going for the Godfroy Everjail, which is an Altus boss and a God boss, which is going to be very nice. He can then kill Soldier of Godric for his 4th boss if he wishes. And for Altus bosses he still has what's her name? Gillica? And perhaps like Sanguinople be a good 5th Altus boss. Elemer there getting marked. That's gonna be his 2nd Altus boss. That's gonna be his 3rd God boss. And his 3rd Altus boss, Altus or Mount Gilmer boss. And he's probably going to want to kill Gillica very soon. Or immediately. Surprised he's not porting. Mewtwo making his way up here, maybe thinking about Godskin Apostle, still thinking about the God bosses, how he can synergize his Altus bosses. He does not know how much progress Incine has on it besides Noble, so that makes perfect sense. Incine trying to look for a Grace. He finds it. He really needs to rest here. He doesn't really want to use his runes because he needs them to wield his remembrance weapon. Yeah, as I was saying, Mewtwo here looking to kill the Godskin Apostle is my assumption. I believe we're going to see Incine closing out on the Altus bosses first here. This is of course his 4th boss. Goes by very quickly. Only needs 1 more. Mewtwo still needs 3 more bosses here. Do we see Incine go for the Apostle play here, just to get maximum synergy? Wouldn't be surprised to see that. Mewtwo here rolling up on Apostle. Gets quite handled. Not the greatest opening I've seen. Yikes. That gives Incine just about the time he needs to roll up here on Apostle. Is he going for Worm Face? That really does not make sense. I guess he just figures it's the fastest next boss. No, okay. No, he's going for... I can't tell actually. Is some weird pathing. And I completely missed Mewtwo absolutely slaughtering Apostle here. Very, very well done. That's gonna be his third Altus boss, needs 2 more. And his second or first God boss. Going to talk to Melena here. Go into round table. Presumably for that remembrance. Or for some Stone Sword keys. It's hard to say. Incine is closing out here on the Godskin Apostle. There's going to be a double mark, God bosses and Altus bosses for Incine. God bosses being Godskin Apostle, Godfroy, Godskin Noble, and Godric, and of course my Altus bosses being Godskin Noble, a Virgin Abductor duo, Kilika, and Godfroy and Apostle. Now, I believe that's, yeah, Apostle, Noble, Duo, Kilika, Godfroy. That's 5. There we go. All of a sudden, that puts Mewtwo in a really awkward position. Gonna pivot straight back for this Renala. Incine here, going to use his money to get +4 Axe of Godric. Still needs some stats, I believe. So realistically here, Mewtwo should be getting the Renala square and Incine should be getting the Remembrance square. But people can die. If not to Renala, then to Moongrim. So really one death here could cost everything from Mewtwo. So smart quit out. I believe it's not gonna be good enough to not still aggro. Okay, it seems to be fine. Very, very friendly Moongrims. I need to make sure Incine is only using his Remembrance weapon, even on the school children here. Yes. Very nice. Saving that physic for when he's actually dealing with Renala. Really is not that far behind. This can just come down to Renala phase 2. Shenanigans with the summons. Needs to be careful here, Mewtwo, so he does not kill Renala here. Does not want to bleed proc. That's the first summon from Mewtwo. You only need her to summon 4 times, not 4 different summons. But still, that's the first summon for Incine. That's the second summon for Mewtwo. That's the second summon for Incine. Renala's stalling a bit for it. That's the third summon for Incine. Third summon for Mewtwo. Needs to be careful here. That needs one more summon here from both players. That's the fourth summon for Mewtwo. Goes in for the kill. Very, very nice. Fourth summon for Incine here. Mewtwo is not marking the square. My might be, let me see if I can leave and join again. Yeah, there we go. Some slight issue with just not updating the board from my end. Alright, very, very close there. That could have really been bad for Mewtwo. Now it's just a race. Mewtwo needs both of these. Incine needs one of these. If Mewtwo gets this, the semifinals are over. Mewtwo wins. If Incine gets this, we'll be going to a third match, which would be really exciting to see. There is a better skip to get down to this catacomb than the path Incine and Mewtwo are taking, but does not matter too much. Both going duelist here. This can really hurt Incine if he decides to not double prep, as he could be in the cave just as the square gets marked, which would mean that Mewtwo would have the advantage on the Ancestor Spirit square. Does Mewtwo have the 2 Stone Sword keys? I don't remember seeing. It looks like Mewtwo's gonna get this Duelist square if nothing crazy happens. Oh, but Incine already has the... He already has a Grace here. Right? This is a lot closer than I thought it would be. Mewtwo's still ahead. And with their current weapon, this should be enough. Yeah, could be really bad for Incine. Hopefully we see them port back here to Third Church. Try to do the skip. Incine taking a bit of a slower path here, not using the tree branches to skip down. Could have saved him some time. Does he have the Stone Sword keys? I believe he does. I believe I saw him. Oh, he only has 1. That's not enough. You need 2. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise. Or it's not. Mewtwo has changed his path. He's going... Oh, he doesn't have Third Church. Oh wow, both of them pivoting out at the exact same time. Well, not the exact same time, but at the exact same moment. Going underground instead. Thinking, I screwed up, I'm gonna lose this square now. I need to go for the other square. Genuinely insane. In this case, they're a lot closer in time. It's gonna really depend on how good the routing is for these torches. Hello? You've joined in at a very crazy time here. Actually insane moment. We have both of these players pivoting at the exact same moment for the last square here. Incine is deciding whether to pivot back. Mewtwo. Incine might grab a Grace and pivot back, we'll see. He's going to. Mewtwo is not going to. He's gonna keep going forward. Never mind. That really does not make any sense. Must have changed his mind last second. Now Mewtwo is way ahead now. Or not way ahead, but definitely ahead. It really depends on the routing for these braziers. Who's gonna get the Ancestor Spirit Square? Mewtwo is ahead on both squares here. If he loses out on both, then or if Incine loses out on the first, he's almost certainly gonna lose out on the second because he does not have the Stone Sword keys unlocked. Never mind, Mewtwo pivots back. Incine also pivots back. Gah. Absolutely ridiculous. Where the hell is Incine going? Is there some other Stone Sword key that I don't know about? I thought I was grabbing the one outside the plaza by the by the waterfall. And there's a stone circuit right there. He has the faster grace, but Mewtwo is already moving up here. So I think he still loses this. Question is just, is he going to be in a good position to where he can port back into the Ancestor Spirit race? And is Mewtwo comfortable enough with the skip? I mean, there's a safe version and there's a dangerous version. It looks like he's gonna grab the Grace first. Presumably he only knows the dangerous version then. Or he's afraid he's gonna die. Incine not gonna port back. He's just gonna run through. Don't need this Grace. It looks like he knows the dangerous version. There is a safer version of this skip, but he seems to have it. Very nice. Already in the fight, pretty much. Getting stuck on some trees. This will be very bad for Incine. He's in a cave he cannot port out. It's gonna be super behind. He does not know the skip for the ladder, or sorry, the lever. And there we go. He's gonna have the Memory of Grace. That's gonna be very bad. He's gonna be behind here on the Ancestor Spirit race. Very unfortunate pivots for Incine, very fortunate pivots for Mewtwo. And we're gonna see, it's whoever has the better routing here. It seems so far to have the exact same routing. Presumably this is the fastest routing. That's why they have the same routing. Incine is losing some time here with some of these rolls. Is genuinely so close. Mewtwo is though ahead by a good amount. Incine not having the straightest of lines does hurt him. He seems lost. Mewtwo getting a bit of a slow here. If Incine can get a faster Memory of Grace here, that could save him some time. Absolutely insane. Now Incine having a +7 is somewhat at a better position. I do not believe it does magic damage, even though it looks like it would. It does deal frost. Mewtwo, however, having better range on his weapon. The damage should be so that the RNG shouldn't matter too much. Yup. Very, very nice start here. The range here is really gonna hurt Incine, I think. Yup. And that looks like that's gonna do it. Very, very well played by Mewtwo here. And that's game.
Oh my god.
GG's. Holy, what a game.
Wow.
GG's. How did I win that?
Wow.
Like,
You guys,
I didn't think I would get that at all.
I assure you it was like the stupidest
Can't
thing
believe
ever.
that.
You guys literally decided to pivot at the exact same moments.
I mean, I needed to prep both squares. Like, Incine only needed one, and I know Duelist is way faster, so I couldn't keep that one on the board for that until I kill Moose.
Well,
Oh my god.
what actually happened was that Incine went to the Duelist cave and didn't have the Stone Sword keys, so he needed to port
Oh.
away. And then he went underground, and then because you hadn't marked Duelist, I assume he was like thinking he was behind, and you were going for Moose, so then he pivoted back. And then the fact that you didn't have Third Church meant he almost could make up the time because he had he had the Guardian Lion Grace, right? So he was a lot
Yeah.
closer to the Duelist cave entrance.
Yeah. Yeah, I figured I opened the door for the second Duelist, and then I put on and go underground first and take the skip
Honestly,
later.
Incine, if you do you know the skip from Third Church, or was that why you went into the cave? Oh, you're muted.
I believe you saw
Oh,
me
sorry,
try
never
the
mind.
skip earlier in the match.
Hmm?
I tried the skip earlier in the match and
Oh, I
couldn't
see.
get it.
Do you?
Oh.
There is a safe version of the skip Mewtwo, by the way, that doesn't require you to jump over the water.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This is how I usually do it.
Yeah, I mean that one works as well. It's just a bit riskier, and if you know the safe version, you probably would just skip the Third Church Grace there at the end.
Yeah. I grab the Grace just in case I fall into the water.
Yeah, I assume
Because
so.
that has happened to me before.
Yeah. Holy, some
Holy.
genuinely insane snipes.
Yeah. Again with the Tree Sentinel.
Renala and Moose.
I knew Renala was a snipe. I knew it. Your Tree Sentinel, I was one hit from killing it again when you marked it. And after that, I was Millicent the snipe?
No.
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 No, Incine
Oh.
had
I assume you did
issues
this. So I went
with
for Falling Star Beast, but then I died.
yeah.
Ooh.
He died twice to Falling Star Beast, which really put him behind in the early game.
Mm. I figured I sniped you on Millicent because that like if you get both the center square and that diag square, I am in a lot of trouble already. So yeah, that's why I went for Millicent also because she gives me some runes, gives me Altus access, gives me a Grace Needed Falling Star Beast. And I was honestly I was looking at column 5 with the Bell Bearing Hunters and the Hermit Bell Bearings having
I
so
assume
much
so.
synergy.
Yeah.
And I knew I needed to get the Physic Flask tiers before finishing off the Merchant Bell Bearings. I was doing my first Dragon Heart boss when you marked that, but I went for synergistic things like I went for Smaragd as my first one just for Leonia bosses. And I saw you did that with katanas. I got scared later in the match when you marked Godskin Noble without sleep because I was finishing up my night bosses and finishing up ritual parts. And I was thinking, after I do this, I want to do the Noble because that gives me access to the Seedbed Curse, gives me access to a +7 to +9 weapon. And it's a god boss, and I have Godric set up. Also, it's a way into Altus with the version of Doctor Duo. But because you marked Godskin Noble, I didn't go there at all. And I tried to.
What? Oh, you mean Volcano Manor?
Yeah, I did. I didn't go
I
Volcano
thought you meant
Manor, but I
Altus,
didn't.
which confused me because I know you've been
Yeah,
Altus.
yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't go Volcano Manor at all because I went Dactus in thinking, okay, I need to get something in Altus on board because if you go through Virgins, you're close to Elamar. I need to get that. So I killed the first demi-human on the way to Elamar, killed Elamar, and after that I didn't see you mark anything in quite a while, and I was thinking you're probably doing god bosses, maybe doing Rykard, and then gonna do Godric into Renala with a remembrance weapon for 4 summons for the double. But when you mark god bosses, you also mark Altus bosses, and I was trying to combine those as well. So I needed a new plan, and I thought, well, you're probably gonna try a remembrance weapon on Renala with 4 summons. So I have to be fast, and I have to get one of those 2 squares. So I just went in with my Bloodhound's Fang.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I assume you
but
were trying to do it earlier.
It
Instead,
was really close.
you just you needed some money, and you were like, I need to go into Altus, and then you like
Yeah.
prepped Tectus, and then you were like, wait, actually going through
I
Virgin's
forgot
faster.
about. Yeah.
Yeah. So what really hurt you, Incine, was that you like died for 4 minutes to the freaking version of Doctor, trying to get down, trying to get into
God's sake.
the Volcano Manor, because I don't know what
Yeah,
you
the second death, I
marked.
thought I disconnected. I thought my internet broke. So I was like, I got distracted and then I didn't
Mewtwo,
dodge the move.
what square did you mark before you went into Academy? Do you remember?
before I marked,
You marked the square and then you went straight into Academy.
let's see, it had to be Invaders.
Yeah,
I think
you marked Invaders. When you marked Invaders, Incine was
that was
going
52
like
minutes in.
he was at South, or sorry, the Schoolhouse Grace, like right before Red Wolf. He had killed Red Wolf, but he was at the Grace, I believe, and
Yeah.
he was trying to get abducted into Volcano Manor, and by the time you got to the Grace, he got abducted. That's how many times he died. So.
Oh damn.
Yeah, and they're so lengthy as well because it takes such a long time to go down.
Yeah, I wanted to do Red Wolf just so I have quick access to Renala. So I also needed that grace before that for the Godskin Noble and the Seabed Curse, God Bosses.
Mm-hmm.
And I needed a ritual pod on the way. Like I was doing ritual pods at that moment with 9 bosses. I felt like that was fast enough, but after I did it, I was like, after Incine marked Godskin Noble without sleep, I got very terrified because there was so much synergy with that square.
Yeah.
I wanted to do that, but
No, for sure.
apparently could yeah, like when he marked it, I already knew, okay, I'm not gonna get God bosses probably unless there's some incident happening. I need to get quickly and kill Elimer because if I don't get Elimer on this board, he's gonna beat me probably on all his bosses as well, and then I have a problem. But since I didn't see you mark anything for quite a while, I assumed you did Godric. You killed Godric. You went with his fish weapon or something and did that with like you wanted to combine that with the force summons for Renal. And I thought, okay, maybe you're doing that because it's taking so long. And then you mark all bosses and Altus boss, and I was like, okay, now I'm in really now it's terrible.
Yeah. It was genuinely insane. You guys literally pivoted at the exact same moments. It was
How was
like,
your Renala fight?
Sorry, my
How was the
Renala
Renala
fight?
fight?
Pretty good. Um, I almost killed her before she summoned, and I was like, wait, what? I gotta wait till she summons 4 times. Oh my god.
yeah, you were super aggressive. I thought you were gonna get a bleed and lose out on the square and have to quit out.
Yeah, I just remembered at the right moment. Oh wait, I have to get the summons first.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
what actually happened was he was way ahead into the second phase. Not by too much though. Like he was just had a bit of an advantage, but because he dealt so much damage and then he like couldn't hit her when she was walking around. Um, you actually caught up in the amount of summons. So there was at first it was like Mewtwo has one summon and then you got one summon and then Mewtwo got two summons and you got two summons and then you got three
she summoned
summons.
very quickly for me. Like she summoned the third and fourth summon were back to back pretty
Yeah,
much.
but
And
the second to
while she
third
was
summon
doing
took
the
a
fourth
time.
one, I jumped attack and killed her.
Yeah. Uh, the she was stalling more for you though, Mewtwo, because I believe
Oh,
she did 2 moons for you. So
she definitely did 1 moon at
Did two
least.
moons for me as
Yeah.
well,
oh
so
okay,
Oh,
never mind
okay.
then. Yeah,
But
but
you were using a remembrance weapon for that fight, right? Inside?
yeah.
Which one?
Godric Axe.
The Godric Axe. Yeah, see, I was thinking you were trying that and didn't get the stats at first, so that's why things took so long. And after some point, I just didn't know what you were doing. If you were prepping multiple squares, like, I had no clue. But yeah, when you marked Altus and got bosses, I was like, okay. Now he's definitely gonna do Remembrance with Renala for sure, because if you get both squares there, you win.
That's the thing. I assumed you couldn't get both, so I thought, okay, if I go for it, it's fine. I assumed you didn't have
Exactly.
Remembrance Weapon set up, so I thought, okay, I'll at least get one square. It'll be. I was expecting to get both, but I was like, it'll be fine. Then I just need to prep both the others, and I'll get one of them at least.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Like
then that didn't work.
in your position, I would have exactly done the same. Like you go for both squares at the same time, and you you think, okay, even if I don't get both, I get one, and then there's still a couple squares left, and I only need one more. So the only problem is one's pretty fast, the other's pretty long, and if you if you go for one square and I snipe you on it, it's a race. which you may win, which you may lose. If you prep both and wait until you see me mark one of them, you should be winning. Like that's how I think it should
Yeah,
go.
what actually hurt him was you guys had the same prep, right? But also you marked the duelist square when he was in the cave, so he couldn't port
Oh,
out. So then you got
oh,
another loading screen because you had to memory of grace and then port. So that's why you were ahead in the fight.
did he grab did he quit out or something for after the beacons were lit?
No,
Because I
he
just I just
he was
I mean,
actually got
I tried
faster.
to. Sorry.
I got those faster. What?
No. You didn't get
Oh,
the braziers faster, but you Mewtwo
okay.
tried to port or like tried to memory of grace, but then got attacked and then had like fell down the mountainside
I mean,
and
that
then
was my escape route.
yeah,
I was like, okay, I'm just gonna kill myself, and I'll be back at the Grace with Moose.
and so you made up like a couple seconds because you also got lost Incine when you were running to the forest for like 5 seconds. Uh,
Mm.
but it really could have. It was also like I would say Mewtwo had the better weapon because better range.
Wait, Incine, what were you wielding?
+7 ice rind.
Oh, you went Ice Rind. I had a +4 Bloodhound's Fang. I saw night bosses on the board, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna grab Bloodhound's Fang for my match.
Yeah.
I assumed you were using that as well, especially after the noble kill. But, oh,
The ice rank
I
wait,
didn't, no, I
so
didn't bother. I was like, Knights is a long square anyway, and I don't. I like ice rind quite. I've used it enough that I feel most comfortable with it.
I think
mhm.
ice rind, the way you use ice rind and like when you get more comfortable with ice rind, it's uh, I give it a lot of shit because I think it's kind of hard to use for beginners if you are unfamiliar with movesets because there's a lot of bosses that have like awkward hitboxes and having short range can really be annoying. Um,
Yeah,
but when you
I'm
get
not a fan of the weapon.
yeah, when you get better with ice rind, like the way I watched like 2 matches now of Incin using it, and it's the damage really keeps up, even when it's like he had a +4 ice rind in a match against Ronnie yesterday, and it was keeping up against a +6 Bloodhound's Fang.
Really?
Yeah, I mean it was like
It's,
on some bosses that had slash resistance,
Is
but
that the tree scent duo?
yeah, Tristan
oh,
Duo.
okay.
So
Mm.
um,
Yeah.
yeah, but
Usually
still,
when I see people use Ice Rind, the damage is just overall lower than Bloodhound's Fang.
yeah, in general it is.
So if I get an excuse to go for Bloodhound's Fang, I will go for it. It's also
Yeah,
just it's my comfort weapon in Bingo.
yeah,
And you can stagger quite good with that weapon as well.
yeah, for sure. I would definitely say Bloodhound's Fang is a better weapon for bingo.
But yeah, on some boards it definitely makes sense to go for Ice Rind. I just thought with the Night Square on it that I could get away with going for Bloodhound's Fang. Also because just getting the Grace at Darrow will put you close to Weeping for all the Weeping synergy plays there are. I was also by the way, doing bosses with no weapon, and I was on my last cave. Yeah, I was on my last cave. I was on the way to Miranda Flower, and then you marked it.
Yeah.
I was after you marked that, I got pretty afraid of that column because you immediately marked Falling Star Beast with it. I didn't even think about it, but yeah, Falling Star Beast is a boss that doesn't wield a weapon. And I was glad that you were killing the lion first before NPCs, because I didn't
Well,
know if
you'd
you had
killed
Millicent yet.
Millicent. Yeah.
Yeah, but I
So
didn't know if you like. It took a while for you to do something, so I imagined you got sniped by me on Millicent, maybe. But I thought you had one NPC invader dead as well. Why did you go huge, by the way, so early?
I was scared of column 2.
I
That's the
guess,
only reason.
yeah.
Also, it was an easy boss for early money.
Mm,
It's
true.
like
True.
almost insta staggers. It's like with
Yeah.
Yeah.
square off, it's like really free.
Yeah, with Square Up you can script that boss easily. Yeah, I just didn't see why you would go for that immediately.
I think it made sense. It was a very nice
Yeah,
pickup.
it definitely makes sense, especially if I get huge, I have Millicent, and I immediately go for Remembrance on Renala as my fifth Leonia boss. I might get all those squares, but at the same time, I think if you have that line and I go for Remembrance on Renala with 4 summons, you should be able to get 5 Leonia bosses before me.
But I didn't want to do 5 linear bosses, so
Well, I saw a lot of synergy with that. Bellbearing Hunter, let's
Yeah,
see what
Bellbearing
else.
Hunters
The
and
Omen
night
Killer.
bosses and dragon hearts and like bosses that don't know with a weapon. There were just definitely like synergies with
Yeah,
Liurnia.
yeah. Dragonheart bosses as
Yeah,
well. Night bosses with the Bloodhound Knight and with Loretta.
but
Yeah.
I think Hughes was a really good block to get. And
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
very
yeah.
quick pickup. So
It,
yeah.
it, it just it was a bit early in the match for my taste. And I was like, why did he go huge right now? It did give you some a grace near uh the guild tunnel for katanas.
oh, yeah, that's not what I did. But is it?
Oh, I mean, if you get the grace near the 8 and 9 summer on the way to huge, you're
I
pretty much near the guild tunnel. At the same time, you head to a church, right?
not that time. I just went. I just did north. That was how I got to Third Church. Is I went
Mm,
up to Summon Water, then
I see.
Rockview.
Yeah, Rotview or Calum Ruins is a grace you really want to have in bingo. Like there's a lot nearby, or a lot of squares.
For sure. All right. Well, GG's. I'm
I
gonna quit the
I really
recording.
thought I had that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Unfortunate with
I'm
the
gonna.
the stone sword keys. Otherwise, you probably would have had it at the end there.
And unfortunately, we both just.
We
So
could have
do we?
gotten
So
a
we
game
both
3.
Honestly, I was
left
thinking. I
Siofra
was
at the exact same
thinking.
like the same grace. We
Yeah,
just
the
grabbed the
same
grace and
grace. You were
left.
slightly behind because you grabbed the first grace. After
Yeah,
the
I didn't.
elevator, you grabbed the first grace and then you kept going. I thought you were gonna pivot out.
Yeah. But I mean, oh, so it's not just that we pivoted at the same point. Like, it was the same time as well.
N-
Not the same, just the same
no,
place.
no, it was the same place. You pivoted slightly
Okay.
before you.
Yeah.
It probably wouldn't have mattered too much since you didn't go for the skip, or it would have mattered a bit more if, like, if you went for the skip, you could have poured it out, so then you would have been closer. But I don't know. It's hard to say. Just a bunch of what ifs.
Yeah.
I mean, the at the end there, the only thing that really like actually was partially just because you were in the cave when he marked the square, and so you were just behind.
Yeah, but I also knew he had a better weapon, so I knew I needed to be in front of him. and do the boss first try. Because he probably had more damage against the moose. But I was expecting a Bloodhound's Fang, not a Ice Rhine +7.
Yeah. I mean, it was really just an insane prediction, right? Because, like, if Incine just goes for A square, he wins. If he,
I
like,
know.
picks any...
I told my chat exactly that. I said, well, if Incine goes for one of the two, and I guess wrong with my first mark, it's gone. Even
Yeah.
if he goes straight for one of them, he wins. I have
So
to
that's why I
go for both.
expected... Yeah, well, in my mind, you lose if you don't get a square. So in my mind, you have to go for one, and Incine has to double prep. But yeah, I mean, but then it's kind of like a game
I
of
felt
double
like I had
bluff,
to double
right?
prep
Because then
with
it's
it.
like, well, if Incine's gonna double bluff or double prep, then I need to double prep, and I need to do it at the exact same
Yeah,
spot,
exactly.
right? So that's...
Exactly. That was my thinking, because if I go immediately for duelist, I mark that when he's still on the way to Moose. And he will be like, okay, I guess wrong. I guess right. Let's go, we win. If I get Moose and I do that before, he has all the time to get duelist before I can even get Moose. So I needed to get duelist first, but I needed to have some prep for Moose as well. Otherwise, I had no way of contesting Moose. Like for me, it was just if Incine goes for either of them immediately and I picked the wrong one, it's over. So I have to prep both and hope he's doing the same and hope I snipe him. What a match!
Yeah, truly, what a match. All right, well, congratulations, Mewtwo. You're going to the finals.
Thank you.
We'll be facing either Snappy or Ronnie. They couldn't play their match. Apparently, Snappy had misread the times.
Yeah.
So they need to schedule a match. Unfortunately, Ronnie lives on the moon, so his time zone is like completely...
Yeah.
He's like, I'm
I
available.
haven't.
I'm available from 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. So it's 12 a.m. for you right now.
And I have the same time zone as Snappymon, so
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm excited for the other semifinals. See who my opponent's gonna be. Hoping for a good match.
Yeah.
Anyways, I am gonna go.
Yeah. GG's. Goodbye.
GG's. Incine, thanks for playing. You played very
GG's.
well, man. And you know, both times it was extremely close, honestly. You should have had this match, I feel. I don't know
I
how it
was kind
goes.
of hoping for Instant just for the game 3.
You were hoping for
I
the
was
game
also
3.
I was also hoping for Incine for the game 3.
And I had a couple moments in the match where I was like, okay, this is going wrong. And the first time was immediately at the start with the snipe. I was like, okay, this can be a very short match.
Yeah, Tree Sentinel Center Square is rough.
Yeah. Like,
I felt like the rest of the board compensated, though. It was I mean, there was very rush squares. Like Instance early game could have really been rough if you went and grabbed the Falling Star Beast after Millicent, pretty much.
yeah, true. But
Or
I was
any other
banking on
points.
doing Bellbearing Hunters
Yeah.
next. Like I was gonna go Tree Sentinel, Millicent, Bellbearing Hunters.
Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna stop the recording.